Hello everyone and welcome back to another stream. Sorry about the delay there. I was just getting things set up in the background because we have not flown the Beluga on this PC at all, actually. So I didn't realize I didn't have my views and controls and stuff set. So I was just getting that all ready. So I do apologize. But here we are in the build Airbus Beluga in XP12. We're sat at Heathrow in the same stand. Now performance is struggling again because of the NVIDIA drivers. And unfortunately the latest ones are really bad. But anyway, we're here at Heathrow. We're sat at the same stand as where the Beluga was parked yesterday for this recreation flight here. Beautiful sunset. As we can see, we are live, well, sort of live time. We're 9:13 local, because yesterday the Airbus Beluga took off around 1940, so we're going to try and aim for that, so similar time as well. But yeah, here we are in the Beluga, in this stand, so yeah, fantastic stuff, and it'll be fun to fly the Beluga for sure. Hey Calum, welcome. Mr. Roberticus, welcome to the stream. Sim Crash Flyer, welcome. Right, so let's let me show you the route here. So here we are at Heathrow, and we are here in this sort of stand here. Now, Time Models Heathrow didn't actually have this as a ramp start, so I had to add it myself in WED. But regardless, we have that set. We are using 27 right as well, which is fantastic. And we're on the Max 1 Foxtrot departure. So this is pretty much the exact same as what the Beluga did yesterday. And then we are heading down to Toulouse. A little bit of a longer flight today. It's about 1 hour 25 minutes. And then yeah, heading down to Toulouse, runway 32 left on the narrow 8 November arrival. And in fact, let's select ILS 32 left. That looks good to me. It would select that. Perfect. So yeah, that's our route today down towards the south of France. We got auto and all that good stuff running as well. Now I've got a message here from YouTube saying that the stream may be a bit laggy, but do let me know how the stream is. Hopefully it's all okay. But regardless, we are going to get started here. There's a bit of a light leak here in the Beluga that needs fixing, I guess. But let's go. Batteries, as they all come on, fantastic, and we can go. So ground ops, ground services, external power, and loader, and we're going to use the Airbus tail, the A380 tail, as that's the closest that we're going to have to the A350 horizontal stabilizer. So we're going to request that. There it is. We can get a fuel truck in here as well. And well, hello. Oh, there we are. External power. Galley power. Arm the emergency exit lights as well. Hey, Equity, welcome. So, let's see here. That all looks good. Nav light can go on. So can the wing light. Let's get the dome light on as well, and then we can get it is aligning just like that, and crew supply can go on. Smoke detectors can go on too, but that looks fine for now. Then we'll get the APU started shortly. This is the innie builds, yes. So we have everything loading there, fantastic. And let's go ahead and do our weight and balance first, actually. So if we go to low G, we're taking the Airbus tail, so the A380 tail. There it is, and let's see how much fuel we need. So SimBrief wants us to take 15.5 tons of fuel. So add that, we'll load the payload, send it to the takeoff perf, and we'll do that a bit later. Alright, where were we? So, Route then. So we are at Heathrow, EGLL. Going to Toulouse, so LFBO. Put that in. Can turn the brightness down here a little bit. It's a bit better. Right. Our alternate is LFBD. BD for our alternate, and Align IRS. Fantastic. So cost index, we don't have it because there's no profile, no VNav on this aircraft. Cruise flight level is 310 today. And we are Beluga 1350, as was the real call sign yesterday. Hey Mint Mellow, welcome. Thank you very much. Cruise wind 287 at 047, so we'll put that in. 287 at 047. There it is. Next page. Right, so we had 15.5 block fuel. And we'll leave that as it is for now. We'll come back to that. EGLL. In fact, we can request it, can't we? So if we go to ACARS. Company route. Actually, I might not do it because I might not have my SimBrief flight plan in. My SimBrief call sign. So, let me just set this so on all. Alright, set SimBrief username. Alright, so we'll set that in. Perfect. Save. Alright, let's try that again. Oh. Route uplink. So we've got a flight plan, there it is, perfect. And wind data as well. Right, so EGLL, the SID, on the Max 1 Foxtrot. Where is it? The Maxi 1 Foxtrot, there it is. We can hit return. Actually, no, what are we doing? Hit the runway as well, there it is, insert that. And then scroll all the way down. LFBO. Star. And we're doing ILS 32 left. ILS 32 left, the FUSAP transition. And then we're on the narrow 8 November star. Just like that. So we'll insert that. Just check for discos here. And that all looks good to me. Are they loading? They are. So I think we actually have to go to ground ops and click load. So they're now loading the aircraft, or they will do in a second. Hopefully soon. There it is, I'm pretty sure. It's gonna start moving across. Yeah, his PC is really struggling right now. 20 FPS, not good. These latest drivers are just terrible. Really bad. Hopefully Nvidia can get a fix out soon, get that sorted. And let's see, let's get the APU going as well. So start that. Everything else on the overhead for now looks okay. The ADAs are still aligning. yeah, it should be a pretty nice flight down to the south of France. Once we get down to Toulouse, we'll have some better, much better FPS. Just right now, Heathrow, London, all of that hits the graphics card really hard. Hey Alex, welcome. How's it going? So that is still getting loaded. There it is. So we got the A380 tail in. We can now remove the loader. Very good, thank you. Alex, how are you? So that should be being removed. APU is avail. That's good. We can disconnect external power. Get the pitch trim and yaw damper on. APU bleed can go on as well. And we'll get window heat on now. We in XPlane 11? No, XPlane 12. XPlane 12. And alright, so load is going. Fuel chocks can be removed. Remove the cones as well. Alright, so we'll wait for the loader to disappear. Now, unfortunately, the registration for the Beluga that we were flying, that flew yesterday, isn't available as a livery yet. It hasn't been made. Obviously, that was a Beluga XL anyway, and today we're in a A300 Beluga, but yeah, that livery doesn't exist, unfortunately, at the moment. The Beluga is patched for XPlane 12, yeah, it is patched. There's a few issues like this light leak here and stuff, but it is patched, it does work in XPlane 12, just about. Get the fuel pumps on. Ready for the departure here. You can see how much fuel we got. Alright, so we'll get prepared here. Now we need to close the door, and we need to make sure we close the right door, because otherwise we'll get a pressurization issue. So let's do this. There might not actually be a door here. I think it's just this door we have to make sure is shut. But it's an Airbus, I know. Oh, what happened to my textures? Jeez. Yeah, this graphics update, I know that's a VRAM issue for sure, but jeez, is the PC struggling. How can you fly the Beluga with the autothrottle bug? There's an autothrottle bug? I never knew that there's an autothrottle bug. Yeah, this plane is using a lot of VRAM. I don't normally have, you know, I am low on VRAM, but I don't normally get that much compression. Hopefully once we get out of Heathrow, it should get a bit better. There's an issue. Okay, well, alright, we'll see what we can do, regardless of the auto throttle bug, which I'm not aware about. Last time I flew it, it was fine, I believe, so anyway, we'll see. But thank you for letting me know. Right, so if we select our altitude, which is 310 today, and do our performance. Right. So, wind at Heathrow is 290 at 9. That is incorrect. That's 290 at 9. Temperature is 13 degrees. Quite cold actually. We might get anti-ice on. 1005 on the QNH. Runway condition definitely not dry. It is wet. I think we'll depart with anti-ice. And config 15.0 is fine. Auto thrust, flex. The runway and the airport would help, wouldn't it? We're departing. Was it 27 right? I think. Yeah, 27 right. Just for the VRAM, I've got myself 4070 Ti Super. 16 gigs is sweet. Very nice. Very cool. Yeah, we got to get upgrade. Normally it's fine, but the recent NVIDIA update is the driver is terrible. If you haven't updated yet, don't. It's really bad. Right, limitation. Second segment brake energy. In that case, I think that's if we have a rejected takeoff, we might not be able to stop. So let's see. All right, second segment. All right, you know what? We'll send that to the FMS and to the card. The Beluga has a card here with our V speeds and everything. Use lossless scaling, get a steady 120 FPS. Yeah, lossless works really well for me, as you can see up here. When I look down, I'm getting 48 and then 95. Lossless works fantastic for me. It's just right now the latest NVIDIA driver is really not very good. But anyway, so right, what was our zero fuel weight? But it'll improve once we get out of London. London always hits hard anyway. So, zero fuel weight was 92.4. And that looks good to me. If we now go to the init B page is done, takeoff approach. We need to set our FCU speed. So what was if we go back to performance here. V2 is 158, so let's set that on the FCU here. In fact, let me call pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
So we'll push back like this, and then I'll push into here like that.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
And right, where were we? So 158. So 158 is set. Then when you preset it, and then we can bug up to 250. Remember, no VNAV in this aircraft. They never fitted Beluga with VNAV, the original at least. And that looks okay to me. I'll select the autopilot modes after takeoff. We have a flex of 52, so let me set that. Right, flex 52. And under here, hiding, is our landing elevation, so let me set that as well. Toulouse at 499, so we'll just set 500. That's the closest we can get, and that is set.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
777 V2, oh my god, what a plane. Yeah, it's fantastic, right? Really, really good. Fantastic aircraft. I do want to try and get my... There's the panel lighting. I'm going to turn my PFD down a little bit. Oh, that's the loudspeaker. This is the instrument light, isn't it? So that's that. Where's my PFD brightness, or can we not turn it down?
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Right, you know what, that's fine. Mention you got a report read if you want. Beluga, which report is that? So, right, this door is still saying open. Let's just check it real quick. Pretty sure this is closed, right? I mean, that's the lavatory door. This is the door to the cargo hold. There is no door here. Alright, so that's closed. That's closed. Beacon like... Go on. Oh, on the init builds Discord. Oh, okay. I'll take a look. Thank you. So, beacon on. Everything else looks good to go at the moment. Our ADs have aligned. Oh, QNH. Right. Local QNH is 1005. So let's get that set before we take... Nope, wrong one. .1005 is set. Did it set it on this side as well? It did. Alright, so let's... Can we get a bit of lighting in here, I think? There we are. And panel lighting. Oh, that is bright. Jeez, why is it so bright? Turn it down a bit. That's better. Right, yeah, good to go then. Release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright, and let's start the engines then. So, starter A, we'll start engine number 1 first. Goes, just watching the M1 before we put the fuel in. I'm going to turn the panel lighting there down a little bit. And 20% we'll put fuel in there. Let's turn the panel lighting up here down a little bit. Yeah, the needs a little bit of work here, but that lighting is incredibly bright. But we have a good start on engine number 1. Start engine number 2. Waiting for any builds to release this again so I can buy it. So what the last update was is that apparently they are releasing an update for it, and I have temporarily taken it off sale, but we'll see when it comes back. FPS all over the place, weird. I do not have that at all. Neither with 3080. I had Beluga, not that great in. It's yeah, Alex, it's not the Beluga, it's the latest NVIDIA driver I have installed has absolutely ruined the performance for me. I've noticed it when I've been editing videos. I've noticed it when I've been on OBS. I keep getting messages as well, so I think I might try and reinstall the driver when I get a chance. Normally my FPS is a little bit more stable than this, and last time we flew Beluga on the old PC, I don't think we didn't have any issues. So alright, ignition off. Yeah, continuing to push back. But yeah, yeah, FPS is really unstable right now. Did you clear the cache? I did, yeah, I did. But I think I'm going to try a reinstall. If not, I'll downgrade the driver. Yes, both NVIDIA and XPlane, yep. First thing I did. Because yesterday's stream was struggling yesterday as well. I mean, look the texture popping there. It's just not handling VRAM very well right now. Just flew from Istanbul into the Rome VATSIM event. It kind of messed up. I was first handed to the wrong controller and misread the chart, used the entire runway because of it. Well, we all make mistakes. Just gotta learn from it. Hey, Le Raphael, welcome. How's it going? So, we have a good start on both engines. Let's arm the speed brakes, and we need to go flaps into position 2. See the flaps going down there. When was the driver release? I think about 2 weeks ago, but I only updated it what day was it? I think Friday I updated it. Right.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Get the dome light off, set the parking brake. It'll, the performance will get better once we depart here. So, but the night lighting looks good. Don't have a PC anymore. Actually, it's just I sold my GPU. Ah, right, I see. Yes, you were updating. You were upgrading it, weren't you? I'm good, thank you. SN Captain, welcome. How's it going? We'll let them disconnect. The Beluga is still beautiful. I actually prefer the old one over the XL. Yeah, these old, the older aircraft are so much fun to fly, especially this Beluga. Do a quick flight control check. Looking good.
Tow is disconnected as bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Right, so they're gonna disconnect. What's up graphics card? What graphics card are you using? I'm using a 3070 Ti at the moment. RTX 3070 Ti. With 8 GB of VRAM. Yeah, a couple of other people complained about the latest NVIDIA update as well, as from what I've seen. APU can go off, APU bleed can go off, runway turn off lights can go on, nose light to taxi then, and let's taxi out of here. There's the wipers on this aircraft. There they are. The PFD is a bit bright. I want to turn it down, but I'm not sure how. Busy studying, Alex. Oh, interesting. Miss XPlane, but getting a 16 gigabyte GPU soon. We need a high amount of VRAM for XPlane. Yes, absolutely. Had 3 hard exams last 2 Fridays. Oh, well, I'm sure you did really well, and if you have any more exams, good luck. But pass them, good, good. I'm glad. Yeah, weather is not nice at the moment here. You know, I had a flight lesson today, and the weather was horrible. It was slightly raining, and it was gusting almost 30 knots. It was extremely windy, but good practice. I was practicing some crosswind landings, and yeah, 30 knots in a Cessna 152 is a lot. I'll just set up my head tracking here. There it is. And taxi straight to the runway here. Night lighting looks really good. Certified trainer. Very nice. In what? What do you train, or who do you train? If you don't mind us asking. I am gonna get the weather radar on. So that's on test. Put it on wet. Get the landing lights on. Strobe light on. Nose light to take off. TCAS. So that's here. TARA set. And yeah, we've got weather here. My displays are extremely bright. How much FPS are you getting on the ground? About 27, but right now the latest NVIDIA drivers really screwed my performance up, so it should be a lot more. It should be. Normally at Heathrow, in a slightly heavier aircraft, I get about 45 to 50. So we are struggling a bit more than usual today. Hey Nikki, welcome. Wasn't the crosswind landing maximum like 20 knots in a 152? Well, it wasn't. It was a slight headwind as well, so it wasn't a perfect, 20 knot crosswind. It was gusting 33, about 30 degrees off. to the right. So, but I had my instructor with me, of course, so we were within limits. But it was only gusting 33. I think it was our wind was something like 230 at 20 or something, and then gusting 33 at times. Monitoring software. Ah, I see. Very nice. So we'll line up here. Big Jet TV was just over there somewhere on one of these hotels yesterday. And oh, hello. Did the Swiss just do a a little touch and go in front of us then? Interesting. Well, we'll wait for them because I believe wake turbulence is simulated. Now, does anyone know how to turn the brightness down on these displays? So I can't see it anywhere here. Or is it this? No, it doesn't seem like it. Can't see the brightness anywhere for these two. But there we are, the beautiful Beluga, and we'll take off now. So yeah, we should be ready for takeoff then. So we'll spool them up. There we go, and hopefully my toga button works. It does. Off we go. Left off there. Oh yes, I am incredibly blind. That is so much better. There we are. Thank you very much. Look at the performance we have. V1, rotate. Oh, come on. Positive rate, gear up. Oh, jeez. What is Traffic Global doing? There we are. Oh, wow. The trim is way out. Jeez. Alright, the trim is really sensitive.
Clear of conflict.
We can go level change nav.
Traffic.
Jeez. Okay, the thunderstorm sounds as well. That's pretty cool. Disarm the speed brake. We don't need it. Flight director is a little bit all over the place.
Clear of conflict.
Flight model's a bit strange here. Flaps can go up one stage. But this is essentially the equivalent of... So we've got no flap and just one stage of slats in. Still hand flying it. And flaps all the way up. Engage the autopilot. And we'll get the wipers off. There we are. And our departure out of Heathrow. You can see there's some red sails over there as well. Very bumpy. Very bumpy indeed. And there's the Star Trek effect. They need to remove this. This needs some major improvement. There's a Star Trek rain effect here. Not very good at all. Yeah, this is average London weather. Average UK weather. Can't wait for my Wing FCU to arrive, especially with all the Airbuses coming out. Yeah, absolutely. Might get one myself, actually, as well. So altimeter standard. Why is my speed brakes extended? Oh, they're backwards? Okay. Interesting. That's going to help our climb rate a little bit. Nice lighting though. There's a red cell there, so that's going to be... Let's see how the autopilot handles this. Very good for GA flying, oh god. Yeah, this weather is something else. Beluga looking fine though. What a plane. We said we were going to use anti-ice, so we should probably do that. And storm light should... Oh, the storm... This doesn't work? Huh. Anyway, since it's... They've got lightning outside, we will use the dome light. That's what it's for. Well, one of the reasons. And yeah, the climb rate on this thing is crazy. Landing lights now off. Nose light can go off as well. So can the runway turn-offs. Alright, yeah, T18 frequent icing range. So we'll keep the anti-ice on. Lovely departure out of Heathrow. Yeah, so our trim was completely off there. But I did forget to do the trim myself, so. Do you have previous version? No, this is the latest version. Fresh install, and it seems to be working just fine right now. So we can bug up actually. Let's do 280. Yeah, it seems to be working fine for me at the moment. Just zoom out a little bit on the ND. Perfect, alright. Fantastic. A very nice departure out of London Heathrow. It's not something that you see very often. In fact, well, at all. Yesterday was the first time, right? So. And now we have FPS back. So I'm going to look into what's happening. I believe it is my driver, but I'll take a look. Just found a script next to RXP, which also turns off weird rain effect. Yeah, I am going to... I used to have it installed, so I am going to go and install the script to remove that. Because that rain effect is terrible. Can't believe it's still in XPlane. To be completely honest, it really needs some work. This should have gone to auto on its own, but I guess it didn't. So we're going to go climb power. And I think the hat switch on my Thrustmaster TCA is starting to play up a bit, unfortunately. See you around, enjoy the stream, have a safe flight. Thank you very much, Little Raphael. Right, so, let's see here, where were we? I'll bring this over. We can see our flight here down, this weather. We were sort of just stuck in the tail end of this weather. This hit, this front hit us this morning as well here in the UK, in the Midlands. We had some horrible, horrible rain from this front. And it literally, as I left my flying field, after my flight lesson, the rain hit, so I was quite lucky. But we should have some nice weather, although there's a cell there. We should have some nice weather in Toulouse, hopefully. 20,000 foot. And yet, even the visibility when I was flying earlier today, we're only up like 1,000 foot. I was doing circuits and it was just terrible. visibility was horrible, even in real life. But yeah, this weather is actually quite accurate, which is good. Live weather. And I guess we're gonna keep the anti-ice on until this warning goes away. Now, interestingly, I know some of you were talking about the ATR crash in Brazil that was due to icing, and it was icing. And so my flight instructor is a real-world ATR pilot, and it seems like they didn't take many, or if any, precautions. They didn't really react to all the warnings. This is obviously all from the initial report that came out over the weekend. But it doesn't seem like they took any action with the warnings that was going off for the ice. They had anti-ice, turn it off, on, off, on, off, on. So not entirely sure what they were doing there. Once it's on, it needs to be left on until the warning goes away. Apparently there's a blue light or something which will I think it'll turn off when you're clear of icing. And then they went into a 30-degree angle of bank, which of course increases the stall speed. You've got more load factor on the wings. You're just more prone to stalling at that kind of bank, and that's what initiated the stall and eventually a spin. From what we can tell. Right, so there's the coast. I believe we're just flying over. Very nice sunset here. Need to recreate this flight in my Beluga. Yeah. It's a pretty cool route, actually. Would definitely be nice flying into Toulouse. Yeah, just level change nav. Looking good for now. Mach 0.68, that's perfect for us today. Hello, Porpy, welcome. Poor pilot's probably undertrained regarding icing and panic. Yeah, potentially. I'm conflicted on if I should buy the Phoenix A320 since I already have the Toulouse 320 Neo. So I would kind of buy the same thing. Even though they are the same aircraft, they are actually sort of sufficiently different. I really enjoy flying both. The Toulouse and Phoenix, and yeah, the Phoenix aircraft are great value for money, great aircraft. They sound amazing, look amazing. The flight model is a lot better than it used to be as well, which I'm quite happy about. Toulouse still has the edge with the flight model side, but the new Phoenix flight model is a lot nicer. But yeah, honestly, I'd 100% recommend the Phoenix. Very, very good aircraft. And Microsoft Flight Sim is very nice. Builds Beluga is worth the price in my opinion. Very nice aircraft. Yeah, it needs a couple of fixes, but right now today it's performing very nicely. There was a sort of a light leak here that we could see on the ground, but that's gone away now, so that's fine. Yeah, it's all looking good. Anti-ice can go off. Phoenix, I've heard, is better. Yeah, it sort of depends on what you're looking for. Sounds, visuals, definitely better. I've heard it's a little bit more accurate in terms of failures at times. But the Toulouse, I think the flight model is definitely superior, but visually, yeah, it's not up there with Phoenix. But you know, both great aircraft. Depends what you want to use them for. Both worth it in my opinion. The Phoenix definitely more value for money though. For £80 you can get all three variants, which is insane. Very, very good. There's our cruise altitude then, almost at flight level 310, cruising a Mach 0.68. So looking nice. I do have auto running, but we're not going to see much anyway. Oh wow, look at that lightning strike. So we're going to leave the dome light on for now. This is, I believe, what they would do in real life. They would use a storm light, but you know, if I turn the dome light off, it should turn the storm light, that should turn the dome on as well, but it doesn't, so. Beautiful sunset. Beautiful, beautiful plane. Go for a quick flyby as well. I don't know if you might have seen on the Discord, but I might buy Kiteac scenery for P3D and convert it to XP, but I'm afraid that I might spend 36 euros for the scenery to be buggy. Yeah, I was looking at the Discord as well, and a good Kiteac scenery would be pretty cool, but yeah, I've got no idea how to convert the scenery, so unless someone else has already done it, but yeah, no idea. Hopefully we get a good one soon. Time Models or someone maybe can do one. That would be pretty cool for sure. So we won't have a top of descent point because there's no VNAV. So we'd have to do calculations offset. Although we might have a top of descent. I can't remember in the Beluga. If we do or not. Although there's no VNAV, so it shouldn't. Converted the Kiteac scenery and it works pretty well. Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah, it'll be a nice, nice flight. I think we can get the dome light off now. Looks like the auto throttle issue is only on XPlane 11. Yeah, it must be. Must be. Looks pretty good for me right now. Still working fine. Very nice. So next stream we're probably going to be back in Microsoft Flight Sim checking out Orbex's Global Forest from Microsoft Flight Sim, which is pretty cool. And there is another Orbex scenery which content creators have been told about. I won't say anything today, but there is something coming next week, and we'll be streaming it and all that. I think I've never seen a livery from the German British Airways branch in XPlane. Yeah, never seen a livery for that. Didn't know it existed, to be fair. Glad that we have some FPS back. You can see that the we are GPU limited at the moment. Normally I'm CPU limited most of the time, but right now GPU because of the weird drivers. Yeah, the lighting right now very nice in XPlane. I am using the a Cloud Enhancer script. You have crew for Zebo. I'm not sure what you mean there, Porpy, sorry. Yeah, we should have had trim 1.4 down on that takeoff, which we forgot to do. But weirdly, when I tried, you know, the aircraft was pitching down anyway on the departure, so more down trim wouldn't have been wouldn't have helped at all. So that was interesting. We needed up trim if anything. Go to the flight plan page here. There's our next waypoint. How long is this flight? It's about 1 hour 25. So we have around probably an hour-ish to go, maybe a little bit less. Trying to find our... Let's see what this says. LFBO Zulu 2005. We're not live time in the sim right now. So what time is the sim? 19:04. So yeah, about an hour to Toulouse. I'd shown Orbex Global Forest for X-Plane, but it only changed the trees on a few tropical airlines. On islands, even. I have Global Forest and it's pretty good for me. It is a subtle difference, but it's quite nice. I'm interested to see how the Global Forest makes a difference in Microsoft Flight Sim, because I feel like they already look quite good and are fairly accurate, so we'll see. We'll see what kind of difference it is. Be excited to try it out. I think we'll go for another flyby here. See those lovely wing lights. Progress. Does it have a TOD? No. Doesn't seem like it. Yep. That's fine. We'll work out when to descend ourselves. We can also just use the we'll use the charts as a reference as well if they have altitude restrictions. Let me have a look. Right, they do have altitude restrictions, so that's good. And so we'll use them to our benefit. Weather in Toulouse is VFR conditions apparently, so that's good. Look at that. Very nice. So yeah, if you do have any suggestions for streams or videos or anything in general, then do let me know. I do have a dedicated suggestion channel in my Discord. I only had a relatively short afternoon break in school today. Hurried home to quickly start a flight before going back. when I got back home, the sim crashed. Oh no, that is the worst when the sim crashes. Terrible. Go back here. Everything looking good. You can pop out the displays as well. Even the clock. Or the VSI even. Very nice. Need to try and fix my my TCA yoke. When you put a lot of input, it tends to stop the buttons on the yoke working. I'm not sure if there's a loose connection inside, but they tend to stop working. There we are, back. And you have to like do a flight control check almost to sort of get it back and get it working again. I'll leave it on that view for a little bit. That's why I just disconnected the yoke there for a second to do that. Beautiful. What's your opinion on the future of automatic flight? How long will it take? My friends always tell me that pilots will sort of be redundant in 20 to 30 years. So here's the thing, while the technology might be there to do that, it's and you know, technology can fly a flight from A to B. You know, modern day autopilots do a lot of the work, but you know, we still need the human pilots to be programming that, talking to ATC. When there's issues such as you know, a medical diversion as an example, can a computer really make the decision to divert because of the illness, or not divert, or whatever? You know, real pilots make that decision based off knowledge they have of the surrounding airports, and I'm not sure you know, the technology or flight computer would know that this airport has this kind of medical facilities, this airport has this necessarily. I think that's, you know, and then you start getting into things like random, you know, weird failures and engine failures, and sure, the autopilot might still be able to fly the plane, but it's making those decisions. Do we divert to this airport, that airport? Do we turn around and go back? Do we continue the flight? All of that sort of stuff is it's a human decision that needs to be made, and for that you require human pilots. And yeah, airport equipment, I don't think at the moment is we don't have the same equipment everywhere. You know, not everywhere has ILS or whatever, and you'd need systems like those, but also they need to be a bit more reliable. Exactly, shipped up, exactly. Yeah, I think we're quite a while away from, at least for commercial airliners, automated flight. For smaller aircraft, then sure, you know, private use and sort of a Sky Uber type thing, then sure, that's a, you know, it's a different matter. But we're talking airliners here, then no, I think pilots are safe for a while. Flying through some clouds still. Some quite high level cloud here. So we have a restriction at, I can show it here, at Narak. So we need to be under flight level 190. Then Fuzap in between flight level 160 and 080. So bear that in mind. Can we see Narak yet? We can't. That's fine. Actually, I think we do have a bit of a top of descent point there, so. But I believe that's calculated using A300 data rather than Beluga data, so I'm not entirely sure how accurate it will be. Nice real world flight here, recreation. Only a one-off flight. And yeah, the reason the Beluga was at Heathrow yesterday was it was on a recovery mission for a BA A350. Collided with, I think it was a Virgin Atlantic aircraft. I think it was another A350. Damaged the horizontal stabilizer and therefore needed a replacement, which is what the Beluga was bringing from Toulouse, I believe it came from. So that's the reason it was there. Now that A350 can be fixed and put back into service. Yeah, you can see a bit of a top descent point there, so we might just use that as a reference. Pretty interesting that it took them so long to organise the spare parts. Yeah, it did take a while. That would have lost BA a lot of money. An A350 sat there for a few months doing nothing. I wonder whether it was a custom made part and it was made on order, or whether it was pre-made from Airbus. But yeah, definitely nice seeing the Beluga. I really hope maybe Toulouse, now they're doing the 330, when they finish doing the Neos and CEOs and all the different variants and engine variants and stuff, maybe they can do a Beluga as well, since the Beluga XL is based off the A330. That would be pretty cool. Toulouse Beluga XL. So since our next stream we're probably going to be testing global forests for Microsoft flights, and where would be a good place to test it? I think we might use a PMD G737. It's been a while since we've flown that. I don't think we've flown it on the channel ever yet, so we'll probably go with that. But where is a good place to test global forests? I was thinking maybe Stockholm. There's a lot of forest surrounding that airport. Definitely somewhere with a lot of trees. Look at that sunset there. Very, very nice. Do you think Toulouse goes so far as Flight Factor did with system? Yeah. Maybe not with failures. But their failures are pretty good. But no, Toulouse always go well above and beyond in terms of systems. So yes, absolutely. Maybe a GA flight from Miami to the Caribbean, since it sort of changes from regular trees to palm. Could do. Could fly the 7-3 from Miami or Fort Lauderdale or something like that to maybe Nassau or something. Trying to think of a route that's around an hour long. Let's just check on our fuel. We have 11.4 tons left, so that's plenty. Yeah, we could do, maybe we could do a regular airliner flight and then do a little bit of GA stuff, potentially. Haven't done any GA stuff in Microsoft Flight Sim. And I'll plan to do that probably Thursday night. Looks like the lighting's changed a bit. Got some moon lighting now. Not sure how realistic that is. I think it should be a bit darker, I would have thought. Looks like we've got a bit of moonlight. You can see just how cloudy it is and horrible right now. Recently switched over to Swift for VATSIM, since you can just pause the FPS disconnection timer, which is pretty cheeky. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I saw on Discord. It looks Swift, the UI looks old, but I'm sure it's working very nicely. I just reinstalled my my CSL models for VATSIM. I need to get it all set up again. And our speed brake was inverted, so let me very, very quickly just uninvert that. There we are. Yeah, definitely need to get myself on VATSIM a little bit more often. That's a nice screenshot, I think. Yeah, look at that. Moonlight on the cloud looks so sweet. It does, right? It does look quite nice, actually. Really cool. I mean, it's that in the silhouette there as well. Definitely very nice. Wonder how realistic that is. in terms of the moonlight, how much of the clouds you can see when it's like that. I managed to record my flight today, my flight lesson in real life, with my GoPro. So we should have some real world videos coming soon. Just need to do some tweaking, a bit more testing to get it right, because at the moment the cockpit looks great, but anything outside the window is completely overexposed, way too bright, can't see anything. So I need to get the settings correct where the cockpit isn't too dark and outside isn't too overexposed on the GoPro. But I think I might need to get an ND filter for that. The only thing which I find lacking with XPlane weather is that it often switches from endless clouds all along the horizon to none at all. I've not had that recently, after the 12.1 weather update. I've not had that. But yes, that was an issue previously. I mean, the only thing is you get that kind of cloud shine when there's a full moon. I don't think it's a full moon in XPlane right now. Yeah, definitely not. That's what I thought. Maybe it's a bit overly bright for... I wonder if it's the script. Let's see. So I've currently got it on preset strong blend. Let's see if I change it to smooth blend, if it makes a difference. Okay, a little bit. So it might be the script making it a bit brighter as well that I have. Yeah, a little bit. It is. But it looks good. Looks quite nice. Really hope they make the clouds more procedural. Yeah. The graininess is... There's quite a lot of graininess recently I've had as well. So hopefully they can fix that. Looking forward to the IRL flying videos. Yeah, it's takes a while to get it all going and stuff, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of fun to edit as well, watching myself fly. Just need to get things tested. Yeah, we can adjust the exposure here as well. Look at that. Auto. So yeah, this script does adjust the lighting a little bit as well as the screenshot menu. What script are you using? Let me bring it up on my second monitor here, and I will put the link for you. So I'm just gonna put the link in the chat here in a second when I find it. I'll probably make a video on it as well, actually, because a lot of people have been asking about it. And here's the link to the script. And in terms of presets, I'm using... So, this says clouds, but these are really for lighting. So I use a strong blend, and then for the clouds, the performance setting. So these three are for clouds, quality, balance, and performance. And then these two are for lighting. So I use strong blend and performance. Actually, let me check that it is on performance. I wonder if that's what's been causing issues previously. I left the beta due to those grainy flat clouds. Yeah, it needs a bit of work. It needs a little bit of work. Sometimes they look really good though. No worries, Jesse. No worries at all. I have to do some homework for tomorrow. Have a good one. No worries, shipped up. Thank you very much for being here. Good luck. turn that map light off. We don't need it. Yeah, looking good here. Got some nice FPS now, actually. Much better than before. Right, so let's see, here at Narek we need to be down under flight level 190, we won't have an issue with that. So about 100 miles out at the moment from top of descent. Since we have a top of descent point, it should be on our progress page, I would have thought. Yeah, here, I missed it, 235 to descent, that's not right, we're descending earlier. We'll do our landing calculations in a second as well. You know, I just had a thought. I installed another script, which plays around with the anti-aliasing. I wonder if that's potentially causing me issues as well. You know, I'm gonna have to do some testing tomorrow and work out what's killing my GPU power for XPlane at least. I really thought it was drivers, but I installed the script and did the drivers at the same time, so that might be why. I'll have to try. I'll have to do some testing. So a quick update on where we are in terms of our routing then. Just past Tours, France, as you can see here, pretty much in the middle of France now, central France. Looks like this weather front here is just about going to miss Toulouse, as it's moving in a northwesterly direction. So we'll see, but our ILS approach just take us out over here and then back in. So we'll have to see. We might hit that, to be honest. But yeah, we'll have to see here. It will definitely be interesting. Some other aircraft up there. I could see some strobe lights. Oh, look at all this aircraft from Traffic Global. Very cool. That's pretty much maxed out. Bit of a longer flight than usual today, but it's definitely been a lot of fun. Interested. I'm gonna Google moonlight on clouds. I want to see if this is realistic or not. I think it might be a bit bright, the moonlight on the clouds, due to the scriptless. I'm gonna take a look here. Can't find any images, they're not edited. Might actually be fairly realistic. Can't show any of these pictures, unfortunately, here at the moment, since they're all copyrightable. Hey Black Knight, welcome. So sorry about that. Nightbot gets a little bit trigger happy sometimes because it's detected all caps there. It's timed you out for 5 seconds there, but not to worry. Thank you very much for posting the meta. I can actually see it. That's really helpful, thank you. I'll get I need to change my Nightbot settings so it doesn't do that. It really loves deleting people's messages. They're actually useful. I can only talk from my experience on red-eye flights with full moon. Looks close. Okay, that's alright. It looks close to full moon, but we're not full moon, we're just over half. Just xplane, it doesn't simulate moon cycles, right? I don't believe it does anyway. But yeah, to be fair, we do have the script running, which makes things a little bit brighter, so that may be making things brighter right now. Yeah, thank you very much, Black Knight. Almost there, I see. Yeah, not too far to go, about 80 miles from top of descent point. So I can bring Navigraph across here, and if we go to our Toulouse METAR from 25 minutes ago, we have winds 290 at 9, so it's quite calm, and we're landing runway 32, so we'll have a slight crosswind from the left, but that's not too bad. It'll only be about 4 knots probably. Cav 18 degrees, dew point 12, QNH 1020, no significant weather, fantastic. Wish there was a version of lossless scaling for Mac. Yeah, it's really good, really great. I mean, you can see now we're getting 52 FPS natively and 104 now. Obviously YouTube isn't able to see 100 frames, but I can on my monitor. Got 165 hertz on monitor, so I can definitely see 100 frames, and it's very, very nice and silky smooth indeed. I love xplane, but sometimes they charge a bit too much for their add-ons. There's some add-ons which are quite worth the price in my opinion, but they are more expensive than Microsoft Lighting for sure because of the smaller user base, which is a shame. You know, like the Phoenix aircraft, I mean $80 for all 3 aircraft for the price of 1 Toulouse is very good value for money. So yeah, it's very nice with Microsoft Lighting, things are a lot cheaper, definitely. But you know, a lot of the add-ons are, I think, fairly priced. There's some which are overpriced for sure, but a lot are fairly priced as well, in my opinion. That will laminar implement Apple's scaling tech into the sim. So I know they are working on some sort of frame gen. How far away that is, I've got no idea. Yeah, I think Toulouse is $90, isn't it? But you do get a lot of plane. I mean, visually, sure, it's not the best in xplane, but the systems and that is very, very good. But yeah, definitely is a little bit more expensive. Yeah, no, certified productions, I get what you mean completely, absolutely. It's not a cheap hobby. It's really, for sure, it's not a cheap hobby. So, not too far away. keep on going. Let's do our landing performance. Do we have landing performance on this aircraft? Takeoff we don't, I guess. Alright, that's fine then. We have a sufficiently long enough runway at Toulouse, so we'll do... Oh geez, what's happening to the FPS? 20? Oh no, they're back up to 40. Interesting. We'll do low auto brake for now though. That should be more than good enough. There's our FPS coming back to us now, fantastic. So yeah, we'll descend at 250 knots. So I'll switch this over to knots if I can. We'll descend at that. Level change should work just fine. As you can see, the profile button is up in the Beluga. Not picking up any weather on the radar at the moment, but we have 0° tilt at the moment, so we're probably above it all. I have the Concorde 737-200 but no clue how to fly Siva. Yeah, that's something I need to learn, definitely. I know the Concorde's getting an update soon, the Colomado Concorde, which is exciting. I still need to learn the Fearless 747-200. Had it almost a year, still not properly learnt it. Prepare for our descent. Let's see how far. 40, still 40 miles, so still got a while actually. Go for a bit of a slow flyby. I like your long streams, maybe a flight London, New York sometime. Yeah, for sure, we'll have to plan something. If I can find the time to do that, definitely. Maybe Concorde, that'd be a good idea. Do it in 5 hours. But yeah, thank you very much, Sim Crash Flyer. Yeah, by Narok, which is this waypoint here, we need to be under flight level 190, which is fine. It's only a 12,000 feet drop, descent even. Let's see, do we have our... We go to approach, yeah we do. Our MDA, so our minimums is going to be... Right, where's Navigraph gone? We'll bring it over. MDA, so we are a Class Charlie aircraft, I believe. 697. So we'll put that in, 697. And we have a 5 knot crosswind. So if we put 5 knot wind correction in, there we are. So V approach plus 5, that's fine. A300's many bugs at XP12, very disappointed that they need so much time for an update. So last time I flew the A300, it actually seemed okay. I agree, it definitely needs an update for sure. I've not experienced too many bugs, but might vary based on plugins and stuff. But yeah, they are really taking their time, and I feel like dragging their feet a bit with these updates. They've now taken it off sale and saying they're updating, and that was in July. So yeah, you know, I know they're very much focused on Microsoft Flight Sim now, but the A300 and A3 and the Beluga definitely need quicker updates, that's for sure. And a bit of a revamp would be nice to bring it up to modern day standards, but I don't think we're going to get that. This is just, I believe they're just updating to fix bugs now and no new features. But hey, hopefully they surprise us and bring out something, a bit of a bigger update at some point. I've just seen they've been bringing out many aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim. And yeah, Microsoft are paying for a lot. I'm pretty sure they're doing the... Are they doing the Beluga for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? Which is a Beluga XL. So I know they are working on a few default aircraft or add-on aircraft or whatever for Microsoft as well. I mean, the A310 obviously. I had the A310 for XP11 and it was very sad when it wasn't updated to XP12 and it was actually taken off the market. So I then had to buy the A300 to have that in XP12. So that was quite disappointing. Yes, so they're doing the Beluga XL, yeah. Hopefully that's good, although the Unibuild's A320 V2 wasn't particularly good either in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 from what I've seen. I've not actually tried it myself, but from what I've seen it's it had its issues. But hopefully they make a nice Beluga XL for XPlane for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Interested to see how the Azobo 737 MAX will be like. Again, I don't have particularly high hopes, but maybe they'll surprise us. I doubt it'll be anything, you know, any PMDG or Zero product. And I don't expect it to for a default aircraft, to be honest. You don't expect payware aircraft by default. But we'll see. Right, so we are almost at the top of the descent. Let's go down 190 and we'll go level change then. And can I, yeah, I can, so we'll go 250 on the speed as well. We need to set our minimums here as well, which was 697. So it's going to be 700 is the closest. Actually no, 695 is the closest. Constraints can go on. ILS frequency, we need to punch this in manually as well. So ILS frequency 109.3. Where is, I thought the ILS was up here. Or am I making that up? What's the ILS frequency? I've completely forgot where you put the ILS frequency in. I thought it was here somewhere, but I guess not. Oh, stutters. Get the dome light on for a second. If you go to tune, oh, ILS frequency, there it is. Is it this one? It is. So, right. MT Aviation, X-plane slowly dying. I don't agree. I don't agree. Developers are definitely leaving, and something needs to be done about it. But I don't think it's dying. Its core base is still here. But anyway, right. ILS frequency 109.3. Let's put that in. 109.3, and it's carried it across to the other side as well. Perfect. Course is 322. There it is. Perfect. Alrighty, dome light can go back off. Descending nicely. In all honesty, I'm not sure Microsoft Flight Sim will ever get up to the same level in terms of the flight model, because I don't think that's their aim. X-plane is used commercially as well as a flight sim for pilot training, and you know that's why Austin made it in the first place, was for IFR training. X-plane very much was a training tool that turned into a desktop simulator, and is now being updated for a bit more casual use as well with XP12 and such. But at its core, it's a training tool, and Microsoft is very much more a game and a very casual sim, not particularly meant for pilot training. It can be useful for that, but it's not what it's designed for. And both great sims, they're trying to do different things, and I think that's great, because there's no point them trying to do the same thing, Yeah, certified productions, absolutely. Like I said, it very much depends on why you want the sim. If you're just simming casually, you're never interested in doing any real world flying or any real world pilot licenses, and it's just to see the sights, see the world, and then maybe Microsoft is for you for the graphics, and seeing the sights and all the points of interest and that sort of stuff, multiplayer. But if you're looking, you want some really good pilot training. You don't even have to be wanting to do your training in real life afterwards, but you just want a realistic aircraft simulation. Maybe not as bothered about the graphics, and X-plane is for you. And X-plane can look really good as well. It can look very, very good. Sometimes on par with Microsoft Flight Sim, honestly. But it does take a little bit more work, that's for sure. More of a sandbox sim, I like to say. Just depends what you're using it for. For me, the reason I got into X-plane and have used X-plane since X-plane 10 is because I always knew, I want to be a real world pilot. So I been using X-plane for years and years, preparing myself for the PPL, which I finally started, and it has helped a lot, definitely. Exactly, certified productions. Yeah, you don't even have to want to be a pilot in the future or anything, but if I would like to say, if flight model and system depth and that sort of thing is what you're more bothered about in X-plane, then absolutely this is for you. It's nice that we have two different sims for two different use cases, if that makes sense. The variety is there, but it helps, absolutely, yeah. Thank you, MT Aviation, really appreciate that. Right, so we're at 19,000. I'm gonna start sending us up to around 10,000, but I'm gonna do vertical speed. So let's see. Let's do minus 1,000 feet per minute, and then we can always switch to. We can switch later on if we need to. There's 1,000 feet per minute, perfect. There is also P3D, yeah. I know P3D is even more expensive from what I've heard, so I've never really got into it. But again, that's used for real world training as well, as far as I know. Very nice. It's also used commercially. When I was part of the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, we had P3D just because you could buy in bulk and from Lockheed Martin, so it was ideal for having. We had like 10 mini sims set up, so in terms of realism, it wasn't a huge. They didn't have to be particularly realistic. They were just used for teaching basics of flight and basic aerodynamics, basic airmanship, things like that. So graphics didn't really matter, but also the flight model didn't have to be super accurate. So P3D was quite useful in that case. I used P3D on a sim in Japan, and I have to say it's very good with flight model in my opinion. Yeah, I've heard that it's a pretty decent for flight model. I've never tried it myself though. Yeah, that's very cool, Jesse. Yeah, see, prefer flight dynamics, right? More realistic. I definitely understand that. But I do also understand if someone isn't bothered about flight dynamics. You know, it's one of those things. I'm very much use whatever sim you prefer. I don't mind what sim people use. A lot of people tend to, I don't know, cause arguments over, oh, Microsoft Flight Sim is better for this and XPlane is better for this. But, you know, it's very much personal preference, in my opinion. Very much personal preference. XPlane does feel a bit more at home for me though, because I've been using it for so long. I can diagnose and fix issues straight away, most of the time at least. I know how it works. One of the reasons I stuck with XPlane. I love the 747 in P3D. I hope that we see a really good 747 in XPlane. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I believe Flight Factor are planning to do one, but that's probably years away. So our next restriction here, as we can see, is FUSAT. If I can maybe make this a bit bigger. We need to be below 160, which we're definitely going to be, and above 080. So we're going to leave it like this. A descent rate of minus 1,000 feet per minute looks good at the moment. And then we'll descend down to 3,000, which is our platform altitude today. Yeah, I think the reason P3D costs so much is, again, user base. I think it's dropped significantly since Microsoft Flight Sim came out, and XP12. I don't know of many people that are still using P3D all the time. So I think it's sort of potentially something to do with that. Is that your glare lighting down by your left knee position mark capped? These are let's see here, what are these buttons? I believe these are to inhibit stuff. The lighting is down here, glare shield lighting is here. Turn the dome light off, and then there's panel lighting and flood lighting and stuff. There's a little yoke light here to light up the little checklist. There's a map light as well we can turn on to this one. You can see the map light there. Obviously no longer really used because of EFBs. So we are level change at the moment. Anti-ice is on. TAT is in frequent icing range, so we'll keep it on for now. And yeah, descending nicely. We'll descend down to 3,000 then eventually. Gonna set 080 on the altitude. Still descending at 248 knots, but we'll slow down in a bit. What city is this? Let's have a look. So that is actually Toulouse is in front of us. We might just miss the weather here. Toulouse is over there in front of us. Using default Toulouse today. In fact, not default. I'm using the latest version from the Scenery Gateway. So the latest version on the Scenery Gateway wasn't included in the XPlane 12.1, the latest Scenery cut. No idea why, since it was uploaded in March, I think. But I did download the latest Scenery Gateway. Black Knight, no worries at all. That's you know, one of the purposes of these streams is hopefully they're somewhat educational. Also entertaining. That's sort of what I go for on the streams. I hope that you know, it's entertaining and you have fun, but also learn something as well. I always tend to learn something from the streams from my viewers, you know. So always very enjoyable. Yeah, no worries. If you have any other questions, do let me know. We can see our approach in here now, so it's almost under 10,000. What's our transition? Transition up 5,000, so transition level will be 6,000, and we're going to switch to a QNH of 1020. Is that the airport in front of us? I believe it is. Yeah, we are headed right for the airport now. There's the airport, but we are of course doing so we're turning left downwind pretty much here. Hey Dougal, how's it going? Glad to have you here. Where are you flying? Very nice. Alright, so we are on a bit of a makeshift downwind here. And we're going to get down to 8,000. Let's go vertical speed, 1,000 feet per minute now. And we can go down to 3,000, which is our platform. And we'll manage that descent ourselves. Tucson to San Diego in 319. Fantastic. The 319 is so much fun. I've flown it a lot since it came out, and I'm getting very tempted to get the Toulouse 319 now. Really enjoying the Phoenix aircraft, definitely. Get the anti-ice off now. Don't need it. So a route I've never done. I've flown to and from San Diego a lot, but I've never flown to or from Tucson. So I'll have to take a look at that. Alright, so there's Toulouse, Black Neck. Let's get the ILS mode on. It's always entertaining and you learn something for you. Fantastic, thank you Simcrash. Yeah, that's what I try to go for. Sort of a mix between educational and informative and just general sort of entertaining as well. LA Center online, fantastic. I need to get myself onto VATSIM a little bit more often. Just finished installing my CSL models for XPlane, and then I'll get a vPilot all set up as well for Microsoft Flight Sim. It's got a nice descent going here. We'll make our 3,000 foot platform altitude just fine. I think it's a good time to start slowing it down, so let's do 220. And we'll go to the local QNH then, which is 1020, like that. And I might actually just go level change now. San Diego is my favorite airport to fly into. It's so much fun. The approach is a lot of fun. It's a very beautiful approach as well, actually. Somewhere I want to visit San Diego in real life, definitely. Lived on a boat in San Diego many years ago. Love the place. Oh wow, that's really cool, Google. Yeah, definitely something, somewhere to visit, San Diego, for sure. That's really cool though, living on a boat in San Diego. Amazing. More familiar with the layout of the earlier 737s, the 200, 300, 400, 500, more than I would be on Airbus Classics. Yeah, it's the older 737s are a lot of fun to fly as well. I just got the IXEG 737-300 last week, so we'll take that up on stream at some point. Really been enjoying that aircraft. I do like older, more classic aircraft for sure. The A300, the Beluga, you know, a lot of fun. But yeah, 737 is great fun to fly. The NG and the classic. Looking forward to fly JSIM's 737-200 as well. That'd be a lot of fun. Performance is significantly better now. Well, 54, 55, and I'm getting 110 with lossless, so a lot better now than when we were at London. Got a nice descent going here. We can intercept the ILS. You can see we're going to make 3,000 pretty much just before that waypoint there, which is perfect. Exactly what we're going for. Now that waypoint is 11 miles out. There's no fixes on the Beluga as far as I know, so I think it might be a good time to slow it down to 180. Potentially start thinking about getting flaps out as well. V approach is 135. You can see we're slowing down. We can put some slats out. So that's flap position 1 in the Beluga. There's a runway. Let's get the speed brakes armed. Everything else is good for the landing. All our lights are on. And alright, let's go flaps 2 as we turn in here. Land, which is our approach button, essentially. So we'll intercept the ILS, hopefully, here. And geez, why are you pitching down like that? That's crazy. Alright, let's just watch what the autopilot's doing here. It pitched down a lot there. It's not maintaining speed now. We're at 160. We're getting slow. Let's keep an eye on it. Take manual control if we have to. Seems to be recovering. There's localizer. We've captured that. Sim Crash Flyer, thank you very much for being here. No worries at all. Alright, let's go 160 on the speed now. And in a second we'll get the gear down, we'll go flaps 3. But I think for now we're doing okay. Intercept the glide slope as well. What a beautiful night landing here in Toulouse. Been a while since we flew here. I couldn't find a nice payware scenery for it either. Hence why we're using the gateway scenery, which is very nice. But a nice payware for Toulouse would be pretty cool. Or well, even freeware. But So we got auto brake low set. Let's go gear down and flaps 3. Gear should be coming down. There it is. Takes a while on the Beluga. Beautiful. All right. And slow it down now. 135. Which is our final approach speed. And we'll shortly go. We'll go flaps full shortly. So flaps full now. And we'll disconnect the autopilot if I can find the button. Oh, look at the trim. The trim is way off. See how it pitched up like that? That dramatically? Definitely shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, we have control. I can't remember if auto throttle is left on the Beluga for the landing. Lights look great. Is that due to the script? No, it's actually default. So the script does enhance night lighting, but I personally didn't like what it was doing. It added a bit of bloom and stuff. I prefer my lights as they are right now, like really nice and crisp. So I removed the feature from the script. So this is all default night lighting at the moment. Looks fantastic in my opinion. I just wish we had a little bit more range. Looks nice. Nice approach here. We do have a crosswind according to Navigraph from the left for 5 knots. So we might have to counter for that on the landing, but for now we're looking good. Yeah, default night lighting in X-plane is very nice. Hence why I did experiment with some night lighting scripts and enhancements last week. But honestly, I didn't like what any of them were doing, so I just removed them all, went back to default. Looks just good enough in my opinion. A bit more range would be nice though on the lights. Right, so got the pappies. ILS says we're high, but we look like we're fine on the glide slope, so we're going to carry on visually from here.
Terrain ahead. Glide slope. Glide slope.
Yeah, so that's a false warning, I would say.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide
Fine on the glide slope. Definitely not high.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Terrain ahead. Glide slope. Glide slope.
Now we're a little bit high.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
Throttles to idle. What a float. What a float. Jeez, that was a long landing. Reverser can come out. Bring the nose wheel down. We've got plenty of runway, so I'm not worried about that at all. We've got decel. And we'll take one of these exits off to the left. We've got manual brakes. Stow the reversers. And we'll take the next left. Whatever it may be. I can't see much. That was a really long landing. It floated. It really floated. Alright, where's this next exit then? We might have to go all the way to the end. Or is there one here? There is one here. Okay, we'll take this one. This is Sierra 10. I believe, yep, confirmed Sierra 10. So something I worked out recently is if I turn the tracking on Navigraph on the Navigraph app so I can see my aircraft location on my charts, it took away a little bit of FPS. Not much, but a little bit. Speaking of FPS, we're struggling right now. So what I've done is I don't have that on anymore, and I think it's good practice because when I potentially start doing IFR stuff in real life, obviously on a chart, you can't see where you are, right? So you've got to work it out for yourself where you are on a chart. So I've turned it off to get used to that for the moment. FPS returning back to normal. Strobe lights can go off. Let's start the APU. Weather radar can go off as well. And we'll disarm the speed brake. Flaps can go up. And alright, where are we parking? Let's take a look. So we need to take... so we're on Whiskey right now. And we need to go to Whiskey 40. And yeah, so we'll take a look at the replay afterwards, but we'll taxi on out of here. Terrain can go off. Yeah, so those glide slope warnings on final were definitely not correct. And the ILS was a bit off there. Trying to show off my VATSIM skills in the US, it's so different. Yeah, I've never flown VATSIM in the US. I've only ever flown VATSIM in the UK. But I know there's like CSAF and stuff going on now, so I need to read up on how that is different to Unicom. Good job we have plenty of runway here at Toulouse. And it's a bit of a long taxi back. But that's fine. I'm going to speed it up here, otherwise it's going to be a very, very, very long taxi back. It's a incredibly long runway, this one. There's Whiskey 60. Good thing with X-Plane is by default all the ground markings and stuff is, you know, pretty much 95% accurate. Really useful. Yeah, looking forward to looking at the replay actually. It was a very, very, very long landing, but we got it down. I don't think we're in the touchdown zone. Most likely not, but that's fine. So I think this is just our turn. It's not. Yeah, Whiskey 60, so we're going to carry on. We want to go to Whiskey 40 and make a right on Sierra. So yeah, using charts a bit more, I guess manually, trying to challenge myself a little bit with the charts in preparation for a bit more, some more, you know, real world training. Before I could just, you know, especially ground charts, I could just see exactly where I was. You know, on the charts, I could just say, oh, it's the next right, but now, you know, it's forcing me to actually look at the airport signage and work out where I am, if that makes sense. I think it's the next right. It is, so we're gonna make a right here. Oh, I think we may have. The Beluga parking is actually over here, but we're gonna go here. Dougal, I did watch the Beluga Heathrow yesterday. That's what inspired this flight today, actually. It was a very nice departure in the sunset. Alrighty, so Yeah, we'll just park up here somewhere. We actually took the wrong turn after all that anyway. We're meant to be over there, the Beluga station, but yeah, I misread my charts. Hence why we're practicing a little bit. So anyway, let's just stop it here. It doesn't matter too much where we stop. APU is running. Runway turn off lights and taxi light can go off. APU bleed is on. We can kill the engines. There, everything goes. And alright, so let me just end the flight on Volanta. Actually add the screenshots that we took. We took quite a few that flight. So I can complete the flight. Volanta says we had a landing rate of minus 127 feet per minute. But anyway, we'll close that. A friend of mine is in the BTP and was parked up nearby to watch it. He also had a great view of the Speedbird 380 departure. Oh wow, fantastic. Yeah, those, you know, Heathrow is such a special airport. Like, whenever I go there, do some plane spotting, it's just, the variety of aircraft is amazing. You know, you got you got narrow bodies, you got wide bodies, aircraft from all over the world. I mean, you know, Qantas A380s, quite literally the opposite, you know, the other side of the world. It's, yeah, an incredible airport. A lot of fun to plane spot there. Let's take a look at the replay. I don't know how much we'll actually be able to see, considering it's night time, but we'll give it a go. We had quite a long taxi back, didn't we? All right, well, there we are. Let's we'll fast forward it a little bit. She ended up getting a little bit high on final right at the end. And then it was a super floaty landing. Yeah, look at the float. Just about got it down. We were centerline actually. Nice decrab after the flare. Nosegate came down nice. Not too bad in the end, but a hell of a float. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, look at the float. That is that is crazy. But got it down in the end. I believe those are GCF6 engines, aren't they, on the Beluga? Got a nice tower view, maybe. Okay, it's not a particularly nice tower view, so we'll do a runway threshold view before we conclude the stream then. Yeah, that was incredibly floaty. I was not expecting that. I guess we needed to be a lot slower. And there it was. Nice decrab after we touched down. Not bad in the end. Not too bad. Alright, well, that is gonna be the end of today's stream. Thank you all very much for being here. It was really nice recreating this Beluga flight. We'll hopefully get some more Beluga flights in on the channel as well. Next time we'll be back in Microsoft Flight Sim checking out Global Forest from Orbex. If you have any suggestions, do let me know in terms of location to check out these forests. And yeah, thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.